Hello and welcome to a brand new series where I'm going to be joined by a variety of different guests to tackle some of the best day ticket fisheries in the country.
Now the whole purpose of the video is obviously to catch as many carp as we possibly can. We'll be working as a team, using different tactics and just trying to suss out these places. A lot of the places we won't have fished before, that's the whole purpose, is trying to go there, suss it out as a team, like you guys would. You know, I'm still learning 25 years later, but I'm hoping between the variation of angles that you're going to see in this series, hopefully you guys can pick up a few tips and tricks to put into your own angling. Welcome to the Day Ticket series.
Oh, we worked hard for that one, sunshine. Yeah! So who's joining me for this instalment? It's my good friend and solar colleague Jake Anderson, and we're at the iconic Orchid Lakes in Oxfordshire. This place needs no introduction. It's somewhere I've been hearing about, since I was about 12 years old. It's one of the most famous day ticket fisheries in the country, and I'm absolutely buzzing to give it a go, I'll tell you that. So what we're going to do now, me and Jake, are going to have a little walk around, usual things, see if we can find a couple of fish and yeah, decide where we're going to go.
So, me and Dave have done a good 2 laps around the lake. We haven't managed to spot any fish or really any signs of any fish either. Going on past captures and reports and a few friends' advice, we've settled down in the Alamo swim. It's a double swim, so we can both fish out of this swim. There's loads of the lake to fish from here. You've got some of the bars, silt gullies, clay bowls, etc. So yeah, going to get the marker rod out. We're going to have a few casts, see if we can find some of the features that we've been told about, and hopefully with a bit of good bait application and some good spots, we'll hopefully have a few fish to show you.
Well, after a very long day, we finally got the rods out, and yeah, I don't really care this time of year how long it takes. You've got to be 200% happy with the rods. Bites are few and far between in the winter time. Stuff you get away with in the summer, you just don't get away with in the winter. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy with mine. It's taken a while, but Jakey, happy?
Yeah, found 2 really nice spots. One feels like a nice deep clay bowl, and the other one's a more siltier, with a bit of exposed gravel, deeper gully as well. So yeah, happy with the spots. 3 rods spread over 2 spots. Bit of half boilie, crumb and maggot, and yeah, feeling confident. Nice and warm temperatures tonight.
It's a lovely place, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yeah, no, I'm well happy. What have I done? Took me a while to find a spot, quite a long time, but like I said, until you're absolutely happy with it. I remember looking at other videos of this place and yeah, they're very small spots out there, so it takes a while to pinpoint them. But yeah, I've found one that I'm really happy with. Big enough to get 3 rods on it, so yeah, similar sort of baiting approach to Jake, the same rigs. Maggots boiling, a bit of sweet corn. We'll see what happens tonight. If nothing's been producing and I'll see a fish poke its head out in the morning, then I'll reel one of them rods in and probably put a solid bag on it and chuck it in his head and see what that happens. But you know, we've got a few days, it's early days yet, and we'll wait for the fish to tell us what to do. Keep fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully we see a few first thing. First light.
Yeah, happy days.
So yeah, it's 9 o'clock now. About 5 hours after getting the rods out, and unfortunately I've just lost a fish, hook pull, but it's an encouraging sign. It's early in the evening of the first night. Just put 3 spods back out in the spot, like I say, fresh bait, the hook bait and rigs back on the spot, so fingers crossed we'll get a bit more action tonight, but very encouraging signs for the night ahead. So unfortunately, after losing that fish last night, nothing else to report. I had a few little liners in the night, but like I say, no fish to show for the night's fishing. But we've had a little look this morning, seen a good few fish, seen a lot of fish showing out towards where we was fishing. I've just swapped one of my rods that was on the right hand spot to the rod fishing out in the middle, so I've got 2 on that spot now where most of the shows have been. And yeah, had a little change in rig, so instead of fishing as pop-ups off the bottom, I've set them slightly lower to the bottom where the rest of the freebies are, so hopefully that'll trip a few up. Dave's just had a reel in. He's just about to sort his rigs out and have a recast, so we'll take you over to him and see what he's doing.
So yeah, our first morning at Orchid, and a quiet night for me, not much to report, but after seeing them fish show to the right of my swim this morning, I've made a few changes. I had 3 rods on the spot last night, and I've decided to fish a shallower spot on the left and middle rod, just to test the water really. I mean, I don't know at the moment whether the fish want it on the top of the bars or the bottom of them, so it's a case of trial and error at the moment, isn't it? So while I've got this left hand rod whizzed in, it's probably a good opportunity to quickly run through what I'm doing rig wise. So there's a few rules you've got to follow here in Orchid, and probably the most main one with rigs, it's a no leader ban, so obviously got to keep with that. But to get over the no leader and trying to keep the line sort of pinned down to the bottom, I've got 3 dollops of putty up the line, and that's just got a bit of bait floss underneath it, tied in a sort of a stop knot kind of thing, just to stop the bits of putty from moving up and down the line. And yeah, coming down the rig, it's just a naked leg clip set up, but I've got that tail rubber literally just nicked on there, because I've heard from friends who fished here previously, you've got to be dropping that lead, because if the fish get over the back of them bars, they can cut you off. So as soon as the lead comes off, it encourages the fish to come up in the water, and hopefully you'll have no issues there. Now the different spots that I'm fishing, there's a clay spot, silty spot on the left hand area, and then a gravel spot with patches of silkweed on the right hand spot, so you never really know what you're going to be landing in, so there's no point chucking out a fluorocarbon hook link of some sort, because if it goes and sticks itself into the weed, you're not going to be presenting yourself very well. These fish aren't stupid, they've been fished for many years by some very good carp anglers, so you've really got to be doing everything 200%, even more so in the winter when these fish are moving around slowly and not feeding very hard. So that's a soft coated braided hook link. Reason for that is, like I said, if the leg goes into a bit of silkweed, that's still going to present itself and work its way into the contours and whatever substrate it's sort of sitting on. So that's the reason for that. Hook end, I suppose it's the German rig as it's commonly known as, but like I say, I'm testing the water with the rigs as well. I've got 2 German rigs on, and I've also got a Ronnie with a low line yellow pop-up, just seeing what works. So I've trimmed that pop-up down just so the hook sort of positioning itself just touching the bottom, so like I say, trying to increase in the percentages of you when that carp picks it up for you to hook it. And the bit of putty just below the shrink tube in there is just to weight the rig down as the fish picks it up. It's just trying to encourage that hook point to be pointing down and hopefully catch right in the middle of the bottom lip. That's the aim, isn't it? So yeah, that's what we're going with this left down rod, and I'm gonna chuck this out and hopefully have the fish to show you in a little bit. Open! Oh, yes. Oh, that went down lovely, Jakey.
That keeps the spook. There's definitely fish there. Big slick come up as well.
Jake, look, there's another one. And again. Well, just stuffed 80 quid's worth of curry. We're all feeling rather fat.
Very fat.
And yeah, we just sat in the lodge, the famous Alamo Lodge down here at Orchid, and I'll tell you what, if you're after a decent winter social swim,
It's definitely it.
can't recommend this one enough.
Definitely.
Just all sat in here, me, Jake and the two camera guys, and just think there's been many a carpy social going on this gaff in there over the years, but yeah, it's all good. No fish to report, but we're having a great time. Confident for tonight, Jake?
Yeah, it looks good. Like I say, we saw fish earlier. The rigs are out on the spots. I did just get wiped out by a swan. Redone the rod though, so we're all good to go for the night. Yeah, we can't do much more at the moment. Reassess the situation in the morning. But yeah, I think we're good to go for now. I think we've got a good chance tonight. It's a bit colder than last night, but yeah.
It's been a bright day today. Really bright day. It's been fishing the swim, but it's not been looking good for a daytime bite, to be honest. But tomorrow, got some windy conditions coming in. Still low pressure, but I think tomorrow, if I haven't caught anything by like 10 o'clock, all three are going on zigs.
Yeah.
From what I've seen today, at least for the day anyway. See if that don't do us a bite, but yeah, it's early days still, isn't it? So we shall see what occurs throughout the night.
But yeah, definitely gonna have a good sleep because I'm about to hit a massive food coma.
Get rigid on the bed chair.
Get rigid on the bed chair.
Sweet, speak to you later. Well, good morning everybody. We had a lovely social in the shed last night with enough curry to feed about 10 people, so bit of a belly situation going on this morning, but we're all good. Not much to report from last night, to be perfectly honest. So scratchy head moment time, and certainly think it's time to ring in a few changes. The fish are still out of the swim. It's winter fishing, isn't it? I just don't. Might be proved wrong in a couple of hours, and when one of them bottom rods hopefully whizzes off. But I'm in the process of tying some zigs up. I think we're stupid not to give them a go today. I know the conditions, if you look at them, it's sort of bottom bait fishing, but I've had it before, and if the fish are in the swim and they're showing, and they're off the bottom, you got to try a zig. You got to try something, haven't you? So yeah, that's what I'm in the middle of doing at the moment. I'm probably going to leave it till 11 at the latest, and I'm going to reel in 2 of them rods and yeah, give some zigs a go for the day. But like I said, the fish are still in the swim, still positive. It's still looking good, so you never know. You've got to keep persevering, haven't you? Certainly not thinking we need to be moving, because we've seen, I wouldn't say a shed load of fish, but we've certainly seen enough to warrant staying in the swim for the day. So we'll see what happens today. So at the moment, we'll just give these zigs a go in a couple of hours, and hopefully have a fish to show you in a bit.
So yeah, that's the rig I started off with in the session. Nothing fancy. I'm sure you've all used it or seen it at some point. Many different names it goes by, but I know it as a spinner rig. I've used it for a few years on and off. It's not the rig I use all the time, but when I want to fish somewhere where I can easily change the hook size, hook shape, etc., or if I'm recasting regularly and want to change the hook, all you've got to do is take the shrink tube off and you can change hook easily without breaking the rig down. I started off with a small 10mm pop-up with a bit of cork. That just aids the buoyance. That topped with a big bunch of maggots. I first started fishing that completely off the bottom like you would a standard pop-up rig. On the second night I actually changed the pop-up for a wafter, so it sat slightly further down in the water. So where I'm fishing some broken boilies, maggots, etc., it's more of a particle fishing scenario. So I wanted to fish my bait low in the water, close to the bottom with all the freebies. I use a nice double over section. That's perfect. It works perfectly as an anti-tangle sleeve, so I don't have to worry with those. All you got to do is loop to loop it, put that through the swivel, back through, and the rig's connected nice and easily. And you've got the advantage of that double over section as well. Up some fresh rigs for this evening. Started off with the spinner rigs, popped up off the bottom, changed them to the more of a wafter style hook bait. Chucked a zig out to where the fish are showing, just a foot below the surface. That's been out there for a few hours, nice bit of foam top with maggots. But yeah, we've got to sort of think ahead for the evening. I'm tying up a couple of stiff hinges to put out onto the main baited spot. I'm not going to top it up, I only put 5 spoms out yesterday and I've still seen a couple of coots diving on the spots. The birds can be a key to giving you information on the spots, fish location, etc, etc. And the coot was obviously telling me that there's still bait on the spot, so there's no point putting more bait out there. The fish ain't biting, and yeah, fish ain't biting, we're not getting no runs, and we're putting more and more bait. I can't see it doing us any favours. So I'm going to fish 2 bright ones out there towards the spot, try and nick a quick bite, hopefully a carp comes down and yeah, it picks up his attention and he goes for it.
Sorry. Go on, Jakey.
So as I said earlier this afternoon, I spent the afternoon assessing the situation into early evening. I have redone the rods and repositioned them into, kept one spot that I was fishing and moved the other 2 rods into new spots to where they were showing. Tried everything but float fishing today. Maybe that was a trick that we've missed, but yeah.
There's something we didn't try.
Yeah, I think...
Mixers.
Yeah, just going down the shop earlier in that rain.
I'll
it
get
seemed a bit
some from the shop tomorrow. Yeah.
But yeah, what, you done anything different, Dave?
Yeah, I have to be fair, mate. The only thing we've got to go on is that fish that you lost on the first night, isn't it? And that was in the deeper water. We'd said deep, it's like 8 foot, but that's the deep water out in front of here. So with that, I've put all 3 rods onto deeper areas this evening, just to give that a go. I mean, like Jake tried everything, zigs, you name it, different hook baits and all whatever, different areas, different heights, different depths. And yeah, nothing's materialised as yet, but that's winter carp fishing for you, isn't it? So we can only but plug away, but we're positive.
Yeah.
We've had a lovely time. We are having a lovely time, and we'll have a lovely evening this evening with some more lovely food.
And it's even lovelier, we've got a lovely shelter to sit in.
We said lovely, lovely lots then. Lovely. But yeah, fingers crossed we'll have something to show you later on. Well, good morning. As you can see, me and Jake have both got a rod in. I'd love to say we've both had a carp each, but it wasn't. Barry Bream come and paid us a visit during the night, just to add insult to injury. Yeah, just a bit gobsmacked we haven't had anything, but that's winter carp fishing for you, isn't it? You can't let it get to you. We'll try a couple of different things again. Well, I'll probably chuck some more zigs out again today, I think. See what the fish do, see if they start showing again. They started showing about sort of about 8 o'clock-ish both mornings, so see where they are again today, and I'll probably, like I say, probably pop a couple of zigs back out again just for the last few hours, and we'll be having a slow pack up about 12-ish, and I'll get ourselves home. So we'll have another little catch up. We're gonna have my brew, wake up, and we'll do another little catch up piece in a bit.
So yeah, last morning, last chance. We're still motivated to catch carp. We're still plugging away. It's time to get the blank savers out. Now these have saved me many a blanks. Candy floss pop up soaked in E12. When the water goes below 12 degrees, these can be a real winner. They really do come into their own that time of year. I'll get the normal bottle of E12, soak the pop-ups in it, literally until you start choking. And obviously before a cast, just give it a quick boost. And then it's good to go. But yeah, like I say, these are my ever faithful blank savers. I'm gonna get a couple out there where the fish have been showing, and hopefully they'll save the blank once again.
Last morning of the trip, and just thinking all hope had gone. But we're not going to say anything because we really want to get this fishing, so hopefully keep everything crossed. The carp is showing a little bit.
Mate, you don't want to know how scared I am right now.
Oh, we worked hard for that one, sunshine. Yeah. Yeah. Nice old one.
Yeah, boy! No, look at that!
So as we've said before, wintertime fishing can be a real grueler, but if you get out there, there's still results to be had. We've had a session of high and lows, and yeah, this has really topped it. We've got about 2 hours to go when this fish decided to make our day and make our whole trip. This is what winter fishing's all about. Having a good social with friends, keeping warm, and having a few carp on the way. It's not as, do you know what I mean? You're not getting the bites like you are in the summer and spring, but the results are there to be had, and look at that. That's well worth coming out in the cold for. What a result, and I'm gonna go home one happy man.
Gathering up the few last bits and pieces for us to get ourselves out of here. Rod's pretty much the only things left in the water, so yeah, let's do one last final recap of the session. I've had an amazing time down here at Orchid. What a place. Fishing hasn't gone to plan for me, but it's the reason why I brought Jake with me. I knew he'd pull one out of the bag. So yeah, that's been awesome, isn't it?
Really awesome. I mean, the venue itself is the first time I've seen it in person. It's an incredible place. Stock fish are lovely. I mean, the one I landed, it wasn't the biggest fish in the world, but that's why we go carp fishing. Old, scaly bangers. And yeah, it's been a lovely time. We've had good food, good company, and I'm going to go home stinking of success.
Smell that? Yeah, I was going to say, it smells like success. No, it's been great, and yeah, we're going to get ourselves out of here, get packed up, get back to the missus, and we shall see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.